Okay, let's talk about how do you actually now go ahead and create your analytics strategy. So what exactly is an analytics strategy, right? So analytics strategy is a list of metrics that will help you understand how users are interacting with your product. It helps you figure out what's working, what's not working, develop hypotheses, and dive deeper into your data. And the simple goal here is to build a story around how users are using your product, right? And the key part of any analytic strategy is the metrics, right? So tracking the right actionable metrics is crucial for making data driven decisions. So if you're tracking vanity metrics, it's going to take you nowhere, and that's exactly what majority of businesses do. Now, when you talk about metrics, what exactly is the goal of metrics? So the goal of metrics, one, is to convey an easy to understand story about your product in just a few minutes. So you look at a metric and you get something out of it. You understand the story behind what's happening, right? Two, it shows you what's working and what's not working. So you look at a set of metrics and the picture in your head becomes really clear that okay, this is what's happening, and as a result of that, it helps you spot gaps and form hypotheses for improvements, right? So if your metrics are not helping you do these three, you're probably monitoring the wrong set of metrics, or it's just not working out for you. Now, how do you create an analytic strategy? In 3 steps. The first step is breaking down your product. So don't try to analyze your entire product at once. Break it down into smaller parts. The framework that I love using is called the AAA funnel. So it stands for awareness, acquisition, activation, retention, referral, revenue. And the reason I love this is because any product, has this journey embedded into it, right? So it has, so if you take a web product, you have users coming on the website, and that's awareness. Acquisition is users then signing up. Activation is then they probably, if it's an e-commerce, it's probably making their first purchase. Retention is, are they coming in again. Referral is, are they referring someone. And then revenue is, repeat purchases, how much is it bringing in, what categories, whatever, right? Or you could use segment it by features, or you could use some other framework that makes a lot of sense for you. But yeah, AAA funnel I think is a great way to just get started. Now, analyzing the whole product without breaking it down can actually cause you to miss out on a lot of user behavior insights. And trust me when I say that I've seen people, just come up with a list of 100 metrics that they want to measure, and then they do nothing about it because it's super confusing. It's not at all focused, right? So you need to have a framework that's focused. So the AAA what it does is, you have a certain set of metrics related to awareness, and so you know that okay, if I want to work on awareness, this is how my awareness currently is performing. These are the gaps. This is where I need to start working, right? And that's super important. Okay, second, designing the metrics. I think this is the hardest part of all. Is that one, you need to resist the urge to track every possible metric. So even if you're building out metrics for a specific feature, you could actually come up with a list of 1,000 metrics, right? Even for the smallest of features. And and that's where people make or start tracking the wrong metrics. So what you need to do is, one, for each metric that you're trying to list down, ask what decision will this metric help inform, right? So if I see this metric moving upward, downward, or wherever it is at, what decision will it help me make? And two, how does it improve understanding of user behavior, and is it actionable? Like, can I act on it? Like, sure, I get some information, I know it's going up, it's going down, whatever it is, but can I act on it? So if a metric doesn't offer clear insights or actionable data, it's probably a vanity metric and should be excluded. And so let's take a quick example. So let's say you have an e-commerce, and when you talk about total number of products viewed in a week, this feels like a vanity metric in itself, right? So it's interesting, but it doesn't directly lead to any actionable decisions, and a lot of people do track these, right? Okay, The last one, avoid going too deep into it. So it's tempting to track tons of metrics for a detailed understanding of product, right? To this date, even when I'm creating analytic strategies, a lot of times I feel like, oh, I'm missing that, I'm missing this. That could help me, understand this better. But the idea is, it just overwhelms you and leads to confusion, and so you need to be very focused on just tracking, you know, the right amount of metrics, right? And believing your gut on, okay, is this important or not important? You need to prioritize. And so focus on the most impactful metrics to get a clear view of your product. And the journey here is to ideally start by tracking broad metrics that provide a general understanding of how things are performing, and then gradually dive deeper into specific areas as needed.